Welcome back to SwitchCorner. My name is Alex and today we're going to be taking a look at the upcoming Nintendo Switch titles over this next week, and finally it's a week worth talking about. I've had a few weeks away from this series just down to, that quiet Christmas period. Like I said though, it's looking like a really good week to me though, so hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family and let's get started. As always with this video, I don't look at everything, I skip the shovelware and I just break down what's catching my eye. If I do miss anything though that I should be checking out, let me know in the comments down below. So kicking us off this week, for many the first big release of 2021, it's Cyber Shadow. It's arriving with a 25% launch discount. It expires day of release, and this one it tasks you with taking on the role of Shadow, a ninja, and just getting to the bottom of the destruction that has faced this world. Think Ninja Gaiden here though, like NES era, and you get the idea. I expect though a whole lot of challenge with this one, and then the pixel work looks absolutely incredible. If it's even 10% of what Ninja Gaiden was though, we're in for a great time. Then Atelier Ryza 2, Lost Legends and the Secret Fairy, a long running series now, but this is the first entry where we see the same characters coming back in a second game. This one it's in the form of Ryza and her friends. Following on 3 years after the initial release though, she is drawn to the capital to investigate ruins and the mysteries contained, adding then new additions to the combat as well as exploration and also crafting. It seems they've taken basically the first game and built upon it, which is never a bad thing when the first one really did get kind of rave reviews. Looks absolutely stunning too. Two games from the same series now with a same day release, the Dark Eye Chains of Satinav and then the sequel Memoria. Well loved on PC though, and they're actually a fair few years old now. I'm actually looking forward to these. They're kind of old school point and click adventures, and the first entry it basically sets you out to bring peace to the lands, while the second it seems to intertwine two stories, one a princess who wants to become a warrior and one then a gent who needs to lift a curse, adding some RPG elements as well. Then though, these look absolutely solid, and it seems the runtime it's around 10 hours for each game, so you're getting, to be fair, like a decent chunk of gameplay for your cash. I love the overall style though generally too, and I'll be diving into these over the next few weeks as something that I just pick up for an hour or so here and there. Marchen Forest now, and I don't know much about this one, but it's for sure piqued my curiosity. It seems to be a JRPG that originally released on iOS before receiving like some major upgrades and heading to Steam. A dungeon crawler at heart, we will be following Mylene, or at least I think that's how you say it. She'll be on a journey though to the mystical forest to uncover a sinister world. It looks like simple stuff honestly, but I like that chibi-like visual style they've gone for, and it sounds like it's taking place over 3 sizable chapters. Heaven's Fort is a game I'd never heard of until maybe 2 weeks ago, and I came across a trailer, mentioned it in the SwitchCorner Discord, and join us there if you haven't already, but there was a whole lot of praise just thrown its way. Then I headed to reviews and it seems the same thing there. It looks like this one's been a bit of a hit on Steam, telling the tale of an archaeologist though you're out to uncover a lost history in an ancient space nebula. It's won a whole host of awards though, including a BAFTA, and it seems to be combining some light adventure, visual novel elements, and then a whole lot of hieroglyphic language puzzles. For sure sounds and even looks seriously unique. Now I just want to see how it performs on the Switch, because it does seem there's some actually sizable locations in this one. A big release for me now, God's Will 4 looks just epic honestly, reminding me somewhat of a Diablo style dungeon crawler. It seems to be blending though hack and slash gameplay, minor RPG and an overworld map traversal. The idea, you and a band of 8, you set out to take down mysterious gods, and while you travel together only one warrior enters the dungeon, meaning 8 different warriors to choose from, each with their own unique skill set. The only disappointment here, it seems to be single player only, which to me that's absolutely a missed opportunity because it looks perfect for some local and online action. Sword of the Necromancer now, and this was an extremely successful Kickstarter. It started with an initial goal of €15,000. It went on to receive over 200,000. A dungeon crawling action RPG with roguelike elements, you're set out with a forbidden sword to bring back someone you love from the dead. Here though, if you die, this is where roguelike comes in, you lose all your weapons, but you'll retain half of the leveling up you achieved on that last run. A whole lot of competition out there in this genre though, but hopefully the 5,500 backers of this one were right to support it. I think it sounds solid though, and I like the visuals. It almost gives me a chibi Hyperlight Drifter vibe. Platform fans, Golden Force is another one I'm looking forward to. I haven't started it yet, but I will have a review live later in the week. Simple stuff though, evil has invaded your land and now you must get rid of them. But it is promising 4 playable characters, a ton of boss moments, secrets to uncover, and then also some decent challenge. I even like the visuals, but I will say off the bat, I think they could have been a little more creative, because the one character in here, she's clearly just a copycat of Shantae, like we wouldn't notice that. As long as the gameplay delivers though, that's really all that is important. I'm good with it. Just know I'll definitely be addressing her as Shantae throughout my experience. Puzzle fans, Tohu, and I guess that's how you say it at least, and this seems to be a puzzle game with some light point and click movement. The trailer doesn't seem like we're actually in control of our lead, rather a cursor on screen kind of option, but it's the visual style that caught my eye. I don't think the puzzles here are going to be, too challenging just from the overall look and from what I'm seeing in the gameplay trailer. But this world of fish planets for sure is unique, and the music then, it's actually coming from Christopher Larkin. Christopher Larkin was behind Hollow Knight, so I've got some high hopes for this soundtrack, and hopefully it's one I'll get to add to the collection. Cyberpunk fans, Disjunction and the description I heard sold me immediately. Gameplay wise, expect stealth meets Hotline Miami, and then the influence, think Blade Runner. That's basically a trinity of amazing things right there. So this came out of nowhere, and now I'm just excited to jump in. With 3 playable characters though, this is set in a future New York. Basically a new drug has overtaken your home, and these 3 characters, they'll be out to uncover the truth of like these events, but also it's going to uncover some sort of conspiracy as well. That conspiracy, dire consequences. Stealth action RPG though, yes please, and hopefully the arsenal of weapons and story just absolutely elevate this one. Our penultimate game of the week then, Olija, but this one's published by Devolver Digital, making it an instant buy for me. I might even have some coverage later in the week, but we will see how that goes. This one though, it's the tale of a man that finds himself shipwrecked and trapped in a mysterious country. Now, spear in hand, you need to of course get out, which naturally means basically kill everyone in your sight. But the gameplay trailer, the pace of the action here, this thing is incredible. We just see our warrior like bouncing all over the place. No doubt then as well, we can expect like, a whole lot of puzzles, crafting, the ability to rescue others, all that good stuff. The 8-bit like visuals, they're not going to be for everyone, but I would suggest keeping a close eye on this one. Devolver, they rarely disappoint. The final game of the week then, RE0 Starting Life in Another World, The Prophecy of the Throne, and it may be first off one of the longest titles ever on the Switch, but it seems there's high hopes around this one within the visual novel community. It's not normally my thing unless it contains, a little extra gameplay honestly, but there seems to be just absolute hype here. 6 candidates, 1 imposter, and a conspiracy at a kingdom. I'm not even going to attempt to try and explain this one, but maybe check out the trailer and do some digging yourself if visual novels are your thing. I'm hoping to uncover that there's a bit more than just dialogue choices in here, so I'll be waiting on reviews first whether I decide if I want to jump in or not. And that's it, it's good to be back doing these videos. Will you be adding anything to your library this week, or is this one an easy pass for you? I expect in the comments I'm going to see a whole lot of Cyber Shadow shoutouts. With that though, like a shout out then to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. If you do want to check that out for yourself, I have linked it in the video description down below. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.